Welcome to Take Life Further at Western, the podcast where we dive deep into the stories, insights, and strategies that empower you to push beyond your limits and live life to the fullest. We're your hosts. I'm Taggart.
And I'm Kane.
And each month we'll be exploring the journeys of incredible individuals who have dared to dream big, overcome obstacles, and achieve extraordinary success.
So get ready to be inspired,
Motivated,
and equipped to take life further.
Welcome, whenever you're listening, morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome to the first episode of the Take Life Further podcast. And we could not be more thrilled to have you.
We are so excited to have you all here.
So excited.
We're going to get started today by introducing who we are, what we do, what Western is, why we're here, where we're going next.
All the things.
We're going to start with Western because I feel like that's where this is all stemming from. Western has been in Green Bay, Wisconsin for 50 years. It's family owned. Started off as a racquetball club 50 years ago and has grown into a multifaceted fitness facility with tennis, racquetball, group fitness, personal training, nutrition, recovery services, a whole Renew spot. It is everything.
We're a little more than just like a couple treadmills and a bench. Right, we got tennis, pickleball, group fitness. We got a whole variety of fitness facilities. We got a whirlpool. Don't forget the whirlpool.
Sauna and steam rooms. Recovery
services, a whole variety of recovery services. In-house massage therapy. I mean, feel like I could go on forever.
Or you could just call it a comprehensive fitness facility.
You know what Mary calls it?
A home away from home.
A home away from home. Mary Thomas, the owner, was the only nice things right now. She's probably listening. Calls it a home away from home, which is the goal here, right? The goal at Western is to make a place for members that they could spend all day. Some do. They could spend all day. Some do. And I don't blame them. Could spend all day utilizing the different services and take life further, right? Take their life further. And, there's really something special about Western when you walk through the door that you feel like you're part of the family or you're just in a community that wants you here. There really is a secret sauce to Western. You just feel comfortable when you're here.
Barbecue and ketchup.
That is also the secret sauce.
It is. Yes. I think it's the people.
It is the people.
Even our members, our staff.
Yeah, it's not just the employees, and that's what I mean. It's like there's a secret sauce, man. There's a vibe here that people say it's not like a usual health and fitness club. It's different. There's something different.
We are special.
We are just so special.
So we should probably get to who we are.
It's not a bad idea. And
I'm going to let you describe who you are, Tad. Go.
Well, they got my name. It's Tad. Yeah. I'm Tad Taggart. I am one of the many personal trainers here at Western Racquet, as well as one of the dietitians on staff. I also poke my head into group fitness every once in a while. I've been here since about 2017, 2018.
You got to think about that?
It depends on if you count like internship or not.
Oh, I would.
You would? Okay.
The day you walked in the door.
I was a member before I even started working here. So we got to rewind all the way back. But yeah, I've been at Western for a while and love every day, every minute. Like I said, there's the secret sauce. There's something special here. As a member, you get to experience that when you walk in the door. But as an employee, you get to experience that too in a place where you really get to like live out your passions, right? And so here at Western, I actually started Game Changers at Western, which is eating disorder care, and I actually started that because of my own personal history with an eating disorder and my own struggles with mental health. So, and I get to do that right alongside my personal training, and it kind of combines the best of both worlds. And my group exercise, which I'm just known as the guy that dances during classes. I'm just out there just jamming. Everybody's just sweating and in pain, and I'm just jamming to my playlist, having a good old time.
That's a good old time.
It's a good old time, man. Everybody else is doing burpees, and I'm just getting at it.
Burpees?
Everybody's
doing
the burpees.
That's a new name. Like it.
But a brief history on me looking back. I actually grew up in the area. I went to West Superior High School, so like literally right up the road from here. As I said, I've been a member here for a while. I went off to school at Carroll University in Waukesha. Got my first degree in exercise science. I came back home and got my second degree in nutrition at UWGB, and that's where I diverted to becoming a dietitian.
And started your internship here. I couldn't say that. Internship here. Got it out.
We got it.
Got it.
Sometimes words are hard.
They're really hard.
It's going to be a rough ride, man. So, people ask like, why are you doing a podcast, or what's the goal? And Katie, I won't speak for you.
Thank God.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But I think about, honestly, like all of the times I've messed up and learned from that. And that's why I want to do the podcast is, I think our best lessons in life are from failures. And when it comes to failures, man, I am the best.
I mean, I'm right up there with you.
So we're both really great losers, and you're going to love listening to us.
But awesome winners.
Awesome losers. We're winners at losing.
Awesome losers.
But see, the cool thing about this job, which is specifically speaking to working with clients, so personal training and dietetics, is I think I learn more from my clients than they learn from me.
True. I've been a client.
You have been a client. I'm so sorry. We still need to refund you for that. I'm really sorry about that.
I know. I'm working on it.
Okay. But I have learned so much from my clients, and I think that I want to kind of capture that here in this podcast, is that ability to learn from other people, which is why we're going to be so focused on our hosts, bringing them in and their life experiences. And I hope I get a chance to share some of my own lessons I've learned. And of course, I love talking about myself.
I mean, I know. Can I actually introduce myself?
But that's what I'm excited for.
Oh my God.
And I guess I should stop talking about myself now and let you go.
Just wait till we ask questions. He never stops.
I always have a lot of answers.
Okay, well, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Katie Kane. I am a mother of 3 girls. I have been here since 2013. I actually started as the personal training director. And then a couple years later, I went into corporate wellness. And now my title is HR director, director of special projects and programming. Try to say that really fast.
Yeah, I can't even say it slow.
I feel like it's like this title that kind of incorporates, you have to do anything that we ask you to do.
I think maybe the better way to put it is like you are the pulse or the heart of Western. Like all things like feed through you. And like anybody that ever needs anything comes to you. And I don't think that's just because you have so much knowledge in Western, but also because you're so dependable and reliable. Like everybody knows that they can come to you because you'll get the job done and because you care. And that's been my experience in working here is I love bugging you because because I know you care and you'll get the job done. And because I know everybody else bugs you. So I just join the crowd.
But my real mission was to really help members and staff become the best that they can be as an individual by bringing innovation, ideas, thoughts, tons of stuff that I Google on the Google.
Yep.
And then bring all the meetings. Everyone looks at me like I'm a little crazy. And then a couple years go by and we end up doing it. So like this podcast. Yes. This was one of my many, many things that I've brought in. Actually, you asked me this morning why I did this. And I was like, I had a gut feeling that you and I would be good at doing a podcast. Now, if the listeners actually think that after they listen to this and think that we're good at it, then we'll go, okay, cool. That was awesome.
Yeah. But
I think in my gut that we're going to be awesome. You're looking at me like, I don't know.
Well, Sophie, who I want to introduce herself in a second, but Sophie asked us as this first episode to say why we think we're the right people for the job. And I think we unanimously agreed we are not the right people for the job. We don't know how we're here. We probably aren't the ones that should be doing this.
But we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway. And you get to be along for the ride. And I'm going to apologize in advance for that too. So
I'm not.
Yeah. No apologies from Katie.
No apologies.
But Sophie, can you introduce yourself?
Sure.
She didn't want to do this. She just wanted to
we put her on the spot.
Background.
Well, first off, I think you guys are selling yourself short. I think you're going to be great podcast hosts. But yeah, I'm Sophie. I also have a pretty long history with Western. So I started working here in 2010 when I was basically a little baby. And I worked here full time until a couple of years ago. I was the marketing director for a long time. So that encompassed a whole lot of things that I won't list off. But I now am a freelance contractor because I also write and design for a bunch of different places. But I think like most people who work at Western, even when you leave Western, you never really leave Western.
Yep.
Western never really leaves you,
You don't.
which I'm happy about. So yeah, that's kind of my background. I'll just be here in the background of whatever you guys are talking about, making little faces and checking levels and doing my technical
And then
stuff
sending us an email with long lists.
about stuff you guys can do different for next time.
Hey, we need that, man.
We do.
You need a project manager, and I'm
We
very
do.
thorough.
You are
Yes.
very thorough. We love that.
Very thorough.
We like
So-
it.
Keeps us on track.
Yes. So speaking of on track, what's like the true meaning that we feel is going to go, the direction of our podcast is going to go? We talked about the dimensions of wellness.
Yes. The dimensions of wellness are the different ways you can describe health, right? Physical, emotional, mental, right? And depending on which wellness wheel you look at, there's different dimensions.
Is it always a wheel?
It's usually a wheel.
Hmm.
Which, why is it normally a wheel?
I don't know. Because really, does it have to go in a circle?
Yeah. I don't know why.
We're not going to stay in a steady circle, though.
No.
We talked about that. We might go backwards, upside down, and left and right.
Yeah, you're going to get firsthand experience that we cannot stay on track. We're going to get very tangential. The dimensions of wellness are going to be like a roadmap for us. We want to, for more or less, kind of use the dimensions of wellness to guide the theme of each episode and what kind of guest we want on and what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
But we're totally going to deviate from that. So,
We talked about this morning. We talked about the older lady that's you see going around the roundabout, backwards, like the wrong way.
You go into the roundabout,
when
you
you're
take
really
a
not
hard
supposed
left,
to. Mhm.
or even just like straight over the roundabout, just right through the bushes. Just
Through the flowers.
That's going to be us. We have every intention of having a direction, and we're probably going to only take it half the time.
Yep.
So really the goal here is to have different guests on that can talk about their life experiences, I think, first and foremost, but of course also their professional and their general knowledge, right? So they can share that as well.
Yeah, we have so many people, like staff that have been here for so many years and have gone. If I think about being the HR director and thinking about their journey from when they started to today, it's just been fun to watch. We look at Sophie, and she started at the front desk, and now she's producing a podcast. We've just given everyone that tool to find who they want to be.
Yeah. And what I'm excited for is I hope that this podcast is meant for all of you listeners to take something away from and to apply it to your life in any different context, right? Because we're going to get this lived experience from a variety of individuals that have done amazing things, have overcome tremendous obstacles, and when you hear somebody else's life story and what they've done, you never feel alone in your own struggles. Maybe you can avoid some pitfalls along the way. But I hope that this also creates even more of a community here at Western. I just hope everybody gets to truly know who's here. And it's not just that person on the treadmill next to you, but you can actually put a face and a life to a name.
Well, it's also a way for people that can't be here with us to get to experience it.
And just like Sophie said, even when you leave Western,
You're still here.
we'll pull you right back in. And we're going to do that however we can, whether it's making you work on a crazy project with us, or we're going to reach you via podcast.
So here we go.
Here we go. Should we do our
Random
fact?
questions? Sure. I have a couple would you rather questions. Do you want to hear them?
I don't.
Sophie just looked at me like, I don't know if I trust your would you rather questions.
Yeah. What kind?
Okay. Well, so, right. I believe that asking random questions to people helps get to know their personality because one, they have to think rather quickly when you ask it.
But I don't think quickly. So
You don't. Well, you'll learn. Tad usually has more than one answer and sits and thinks about it for a while.
Hope you have a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got one.
Okay.
If you could bring one cartoon to life, who would it be and why?
If I could bring one cartoon to life, who would it be and why?
Andy repeats the questions.
I am processing. Jeez, this is.
I know. So then I go, I have the answer right away before you give yours and you process through it. Mine's Rosie from the Jetsons.
Rosie from the... Why Rosie?
Because she does everything. She helps George get ready in the morning. She makes breakfast. She takes care of the kids. I think she can even drive the Space Mobile.
Sounds pretty handy.
As a mom, I would love Rosie back.
It's just very practical. Yeah.
Okay, well, give me yours.
I would have to go... I would go SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
Because of the song? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Like that, yeah. He seems like a crazy loyal friend,
No, I guess he is.
you know? And like super adaptable, just like, and also who wouldn't want a Krabby Patty? Like he's just like always slinging them every day.
You always go deep with the questions after.
Sorry,
Like-
should I be more shallow?
No, it was good. I liked it. I liked it.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're up
what are you grateful for right now in this moment?
in this moment.
If it's not me, then I'm gonna be really mad.
You and Sophie
Of course, yeah.
are top of the list. My health right now is my health. Because you'll learn more about me as we go on, but I have MS. So I am supposed to be going into treatment and I don't feel like I need to be going into it. And this is probably the first time since 2018 that I'm at this stage.
That's amazing.
And I know that there's still more I could do, but right now, even like when I went to go try to make the appointment, I was like, dang, maybe I don't need it. But I've never felt like that going into this week where I would be going in treatment next week. Yeah, so I'm totally thankful and grateful that I can actually say that because a lot of people can't.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And I think like, I think all of us like have heard that before, right? Like, oh, I'm grateful for my health, but like, and it seems like kind of the easy answer, but quite frankly, like, unless you've not had it, unless you've felt what it means to not be healthy and to desperately want to feel healthy, you don't really know what it means to be grateful to have your health.
Not at all. Yeah, so no, totally grateful for my health right now. Okay. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done or would like to do?
The most adventurous thing I've ever done is probably hiking through a volcano.
You what?
Yeah.
You hiked through a volcano?
It was inactive.
Oh, okay.
But it was a
That
volcano.
was way more dramatic.
Yeah,
than
it sounds good
needed
at
to
first,
be.
though, doesn't it?
Where?
Hawaii. It's for a school trip, actually. We worked on a farm in Hawaii. I think I'm next. And I have a few to pick from, too, but I think I'm going to go with who has most impacted your life? How and why?
Jiminy Cricket. Love this question. That was a great question, Dad.
Thanks,
Not
Katie.
difficult at all.
Hey, you had it coming after that first question.
I'm going to say probably my kids, right? Watching them from, I think you go through this time span before you have kids and you like see different people and they impact you. But watching kids like develop from babies to now, my oldest is 22, and their personality changes. And just as like a parent and you go, oh man, am I messing them up doing this? Oh, should I do it this way? They really kind of just come into their own. And it's really cool to watch. So they've taught me the good, the bad, the ugly, and a lot of happiness over the last 22 years. So yeah, my girls.
See, I think that's interesting because we think about, at least me on this side of parenting, I think about how much as a parent your role is to teach and help grow and provide for your kids, but I guess you forget about what's to be learned from that too.
Especially as I think you go through life, you don't like sit back and, right, everything is so fast. Just like you said, I want time to stop. But everything goes so fast, and as adults, we don't take the time to reflect. But when you look back at your kids' lives, you reflect on some of the time what you did wrong.
Oh, that's a mini me.
Yeah. Oh boy, they're taking after me so bad.
What have I done?
But it's a huge lesson learned. So yeah, no, my kids. But I want that back to you.
You want that back
Yes.
to me?
Uh-huh. You're gonna have two. He's gonna have two answers. I can see it on his face. I've got two answers.
I do. It's like you know me already.
I feel like I can't have two answers. I feel like I have to stick to the one. That might be a personality trait of both of us.
That's great. We balance each other out. You give one answer, I give like 6, and together we're like a crowd talking at once.
Two answers.
2 answers, which is actually kind of like 5.
Okay, so give us your 5 answers.
Okay, my 5 answers. The first 4 are my parents and step-parents.
Okay.
You know, I mean, naturally, right? Especially as like an only child, they are like your parents and your siblings. They're right.
Okay, so give us your 5 answers.
Okay, my 5 answers. The first 4 are my parents and step-parents.
Okay.
You know, I mean, naturally, right? Especially as like an only child, they are like your parents and your siblings. They're right. So I feel like that's like my first 4 answer and kind of the easy one.
Are you afraid also you might get yelled at if you don't say that they were the first
I've got
one?
it. I have
if
to be
they listen to this.
Again, I'm the only one, so I got to do it perfectly, right? They don't have another son out there saying, I love my parents.
I'm the middle child, so I'm like, I don't care if I get yelled at. It's fine.
That's shining through.
It's whatever.
Okay, so like the 5th out of 5 is a longtime friend. His name's Brad Gannon, and he was my biggest mentor. I say he's my brother from another mother. So when I was a freshman in high school, he was a senior, and he's actually in the Navy now. Will be for his entire life. He actually just got his dream job, which is MARSOC, which is basically special forces with the Marines.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's pretty tough, but I think he taught me as more of like a mentor role. He taught me what it means to be a man, which, you know, you can expect from a guy in the Navy that spends all of his time with Marines, the rah-rah tough guy, but also how to be polite and how to care about the people that need care and love and attention to you know, focus on the least and make sure people get what they need. He taught me hard work ethic, and, you know, I mean, even from freshman year, he was picking me up at 5 a.m. school days to do our workouts together. But, you know, I mean, even on a surface level, he instilled in me the love of fitness. Because I'm an only child, he gave me the sense of brotherhood that I never had before. And yeah, so he just kind of, I would say in a lot of ways, made me who I am. Yeah, and I could go on about that, but yeah.
That is awesome. That brings me to when you talk about how it brought you into fitness. So growing up, my mom was a bodybuilder. And I always said all through high school, I don't even want anything to do with fitness. I can't stand the smell of broccoli anymore. Like canned tuna, get it out of my face. It's awful. Fake tan, blah. So I was like, I'm never getting into fitness. Then I remember in my senior year, they always do the senior things where they give you like what you're going to be when you grow up. But they put in there something like I was going to gain like 200 pounds to despise my mother because she was into fitness. So I sit here today and I'm like, how did I go from there to here? And now I'm in the fitness world.
How did you?
I think growing up in a small town, I stuck around, got married, had kids, worked for my family for a little bit. And as much as I tried to say I was never going to do that, what she instilled, even though I hated the smell of broccoli and it was that hard work and dedication that she put into that kind of stuck with me. I had a dad who worked a job for 50 years until he passed away and never called in sick. So I feel like I didn't get into fitness to like personal train people to do stuff like that, but to really help people become better selves. So it's crazy how we think that at one point maybe I didn't throw my parents in there right away, but huge impact, because as much as she made me hate fitness at one point, it's now my life and what I do every day. I mean, I do the business side of fitness. I shouldn't say that I'm out training people and climbing walls and stuff, but yeah. So it's just crazy where we go from there to here.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because like in my practice, I get a lot of students, both high school and college, who want to shadow me. And they always ask me like, how did you end up where you're working and doing what you're doing? because of my own journey, I make sure to help, especially like these young students who are trying to figure out like what they want to do with their life.
Mm.
So many, especially like high schoolers or around that age, are so focused on they're focused on the actual career, like the title, like
Mhm.
what you're doing, the
What am I going to put on my business card?
right. So you're talking about like, well, you wanted nothing to do with fitness, right? But what I encourage usually these younger kids to focus on is the how, because there's so many different jobs that you do the same how, right? Whether
Mhm.
it's helping people and how you do that, right? Whether it's you talking to people one on one or you're guiding them through fitness, right? So if you dislike fitness because of burpees and jumping jacks and chicken and rice and broccoli, but you enjoy helping people become physically healthier, well, you suddenly unlocked a whole new range of potential careers.
Well, if you try to define my career into one
You
definition,
can't.
you can't,
You can't.
right? So I got to take a whole bunch of different careers and put them into one that is based off of fitness.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I never would have thought, right, at 18 that this is what I'd be doing, sitting and starting episode 1 of a podcast.
Mhm. Well, and also what's funny is that if you think about it, here in the fitness club, we have a bunch of people who could care less about fitness and they still work here. Right? Or even if you don't know a single thing about fitness, but if you're working behind the scenes, like so many people I can think of here at Western, they're still helping people be healthier, even if
Mhm.
it's not directly one on one with the client.
Mhm.
Right? So I don't know. It's just funny that you mentioned that.
Well, so future of us here in this podcast. Really want to start bringing in some guests that
Mhm.
can talk more about fitness, lifestyle, what's kind of helped shaped us to here, and what we can learn going forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think, of course, there's a lot of podcasts that host people primarily for their experience, whether it's in specific practices or research they've done, or they're just recognized in their field. And of course, we're going to try to bring people on that have recognized experience in specific fields. But I think more than that, I think what makes Take Life Further stand out is that we are more focused on lived experience than just book knowledge or just practice experience. And not that we're discounting either of those either. They're immensely helpful,
They are.
but there's something tremendous to be gained by learning by other people's lived experiences and what they've gone through in life, right? So that's really where we're going, is finding people who have done extraordinary things.
Mhm.
And when you think of that, you think of skydiving and hiking through volcanoes, but it's really about people that have overcome, even tremendous mental health struggles
Mhm.
or have created their own businesses. I mean, things that I think often even go undervalued, how incredible they are.
Yeah, I think we always look for the big, huge things, like you said, jumping out of planes, but really the ins and outs of the things that people have done are the simplest things, and we have so many people here that have done that.
Right.
Super excited to bring them on. Our next podcast is going to be Katie, who is one of our personal trainers. I love saying her last name, but I always mess it up. Katie Fitchenbauer.
Fitchenbauer.
Did I? Oh, I did it right.
I
right
think you
on
got
the
it.
first one.
Yeah.
I've been working. I can spell it now too without looking.
I can spell it with my eyes closed.
Yes, but she has really grown in her career, starting with us just as Group X, and then got into personal training, and now she does some myofascial work and has really just explored herself as an individual, and listening to some of the things that she's gone through and where she's at today
Mhm.
is inspiring. So when she comes on, we're going to talk about the myofascial work that she does and how that helps keep you physically fit, how it helps keep you, give me all the other stuff, personal trainer.
Yeah, I mean, lots of things. Fascia is, well, I guess this ties into even what our first series is really is the foundation series. And we're going to be cycling through the different dimensions of wellness, starting with the physical dimension of wellness with Katie. And this idea, this foundation series we're doing is really trying to hone in on, based on these experiences and the knowledge we have, what lessons can our listeners take away to build their foundation? Because in life we get so distracted by the shiny and the new and the exciting. And I know that even in my practice as a dietitian, I have to dial people back because they want to learn about how much magnesium and protein they should be taking in a day and give me the grams, right? But I'd have to ask them how many servings of fruits and veggies are they having in a day. It's these foundations. So that's why I'm really excited, is it really speaks to my practice. And the fascia, so as you know, tangent, right? The fascia is in a sense a foundational layer to the musculoskeletal system, but
Huge piece.
even the nervous system, right? I mean, I think there's still research coming out about how much the fascia is involved in. And for the sake of not sounding like I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, I think I'm going to leave most of the discussion about fascia to Katie, right? The expert
We'll
here.
have to get the Google out.
Yeah, get out the Google machine. What does the fascia do? But right, it's this tissue that's pretty much located all across the entire body and has implications in so many ways. So if you've ever known somebody that struggled with plantar fasciitis, or you yourself have had that, or even thinking about referred pain, where maybe you got an injury somewhere or you have a tight muscle somewhere and it's referring somewhere else, right? My hip is tight, but I feel it in my back, kind of a thing. A lot of people believe that is related to fascia. If you've ever seen people foam rolling or using massage guns, right? Again, we're talking fascia. So I think there's not even going to be enough time to record everything we can talk about at the next session.
No, it'll be fun. Okay, wait. We have to end on
a fact.
On a fact
On a very,
from the totally awesome Book of Useless Information.
But it's not useless. It's actually very useful.
Very useful.
You just have to figure out how to apply it.
Okay. Chickens lay more eggs when pop music is played.
Oh. Do you think there's like a certain artist or song that inspires them to lay more eggs?
I'm thinking it's a sound because all of the music is different every century.
I'm thinking like Usher. Yeah.
It's got to be Dua Lipa.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking of musicians who'd make me want to lay eggs.
That's a fun fact from Sophie. What musician would want to make you lay eggs?
I think she should keep the eggs.
Well, thanks, Tad,
Thank
for
you.
sitting here with me today.
Yeah.
This afternoon, this morning, whatever it is for you.
Yep.
And we look forward to the next one.
I sure do.
Peace out.
We'll see you then.